there's a video of Michael Floyd, by the way. The Michael Floyd
No,
DUI thing. Yeah.
no.
I heard it
Oh,
was like
hey, look at that. We're
excessive.
live. Yeah, he slept through 2 cycles of the light. He's not good. It's not good.
He
Anyways,
may be
what's
serving
up, everybody?
jail
This
time.
is this is the Four Horsemen Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Josh Romine. Joining with me tonight, we have the whole gang. Got Josh Van Cleve. How are you, Joshua?
I'm good.
Are you good? That's great. Alex Deviney Stoner.
I'm awesome.
Alex.
I'm so awesome right now.
And Brent Ocker. Hello, Brent.
Hi guys, I'm good.
Hey, Brent, you're gonna have to yell tonight, so just so you know,
Hey,
your
hey,
volume's
Brent.
quiet. So.
Brent,
I'll yell as loud as I can.
hey Brent, I was just wondering, are you in a championship game this weekend?
Yeah,
Oh,
actually,
God.
I'm in quite a
Are
few
you?
championship games.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just
Because
going
I
to mute
listen
these
to this
guys right
podcast
now.
and I listen to myself.
Yeah. All right. So it is pretty much universally championship week here, week 16. We're going to do a week 16 preview. We'll go through our player stock watch. We'll talk some players, and we will talk some fancy championships. Before I do my random question, though, how many championship games are you guys playing in?
2.
One.
2?
3.
1?
Oh wait,
One.
actually 3. Yeah, because I've got I forgot. There's 2 with me and Brent in them because we just are that good this year.
That is
and
accurate.
then I have one from my my old work. I'm in the championship of that as well.
Nice. That's I actually am in 3 as well. For as crappy as my season has been, I ended up making 3 of them. I lost in 2 other ones, so it could have been 5, but
Is that
whatever.
3 more
I'll take
than
it.
last year?
I was in 9 championships last year
Good God.
and lost every single one. I didn't win a single one. It was the most disappointing fantasy season I've ever had. Worse than this one, even. It's hard to remember that now. But so anyways, my random question. I want to know what your guys' biggest regret of this fantasy season's been. Like, just overall, what is your biggest regret?
Hold. we've got
Take it back us to time.
Well, obviously, I'm getting my hair done right now. Honestly, my faith in the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, it didn't really hurt me, but I mean, I was so on board. I was so on board. I mean, I kind of thought that the running game was still going to be a little stagnant. I didn't think it was going to be that bad, but I saw that passing game. At least, Allen Robinson. I thought that he was going to still have a pretty good year. Honestly, it's kind of embarrassing because it's so bad.
Yep. It's a good one. How about you other guys? Van Cleve
My
or Brent? I don't care.
my
Anybody?
biggest fantasy regret was I trusted Jamal Charles a little too much, and I drafted him in the second or third round in a lot of leagues, sometimes first.
Yeah.
And I maybe got I think it was 3 snaps this season out of him. 3 snaps. Yep.
That's a bad one, too. Van Cleve, it's all up to you now.
I mean, probably trading too
You
far.
have none?
I mean,
Okay.
okay.
I
You
mean,
said the
it's
best fantasy season ever?
No,
No
you guys not
regrets?
hear me? You guys not hear me?
Yeah. You
trading
said something
Julio.
about trading?
Yeah, I'd probably just trading too much. I mean, I'm okay for Dynasty, but for this year, I think I traded just too much.
I have to ask because
Too many trades.
we talked about this briefly on the Pride podcast, but they're the two, like Fournette and McCaffrey, are talking about not playing their bowl games. Do you hear about this?
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
playing them.
That's
they're
They're
not.
both sitting
mean,
out.
that is, I don't want those guys on my team. Like Fournette, he's been injured, but like I don't want those kind of guys on my team that just like I don't
Give up
that's
on
gonna
their
be
team.
That's gonna be a problem. Like if star players start doing that, like
That's going to
how
become
much
the
money?
theme, though. That is going to be completely the theme of these players from going forward, I think. Especially with these 2 big college stars starting this trend. I think it's really going to become the trend in years going forward.
Yep.
I mean, it's a bowl game that it's not really matters. He's not getting paid, and he doesn't want to risk injury to make millions of dollars. I mean, this could hurt his draft stock if he gets injured. I don't see a problem in him doing this by any means.
But the fact is, you're playing for a team. That's like somebody saying, "Well, I'm worried that in the Super Bowl I might get hurt." Like, I mean, yeah, he's not making money,
though.
But it's not different from a team perspective. You're saying that you would rather not care about your team. That doesn't bode well to me. That's a character flaw, in my opinion.
NFL does it all the time, where you see players sit out because of the last games. They don't want to get injured. They used to do that. They're making divisional games, but they used to do it to hold them off for the playoffs. So there's no injuries.
I mean, and what Alex is saying though is, there's kids on that team that they're never going to play another football game in their lives. You know what I mean? Like, this is
they get to play
their last game. They get to play, but they don't have the best chance to win. Like, they don't want to go out on top. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I get what Alex is saying. It's just I feel like it's kind of quitting on your team. But I also get what you're saying too, Van Cleve. Why would you, piss away money like on a game that really doesn't matter for them? They don't get any benefit out of it. It's not like they're going to be able to increase their draft stock any more than it already was.
I don't think that's okay. I see what you're saying.
I mean, because especially for running backs have a limited window to do it, and if they get more tread on if they have more tread on their tires, they're likely to go out earlier. So why not save his legs, get fresher legs, so he can then, make more of an impact in the NFL?
To me, it just is like you're quitting on your team. It doesn't matter what. Like, I don't care how much money is involved. I don't care what. Like you're just quitting on your team. I mean, flat out.
Yeah,
that freaks me out as far as like if he were on my team. Like, is he going to quit on me if he's not having, if he doesn't feel right? Like, if he gets the sniffles, is he going to sit down? Like, I don't know.
I think I see what you're coming at, where you think he's maybe quitting, but I think the reason behind why he's sitting out is different than why he's not just going to quit because if he's injured. It's because he's trying to better himself for his next job. He's trying to basically prepare himself for a job interview for a big opportunity. So he's trying to work on that instead of go to a bowl game that's doesn't really mean anything.
It's kind of like not putting your 2 weeks in. It's kind of like just quitting on the spot.
Well, we've all wanted to do that, so I get it. Let's move into our fantasy stock watch, guys. Though. Let's talk about some players here. The stock is up on quarterback Tom Savage.
Woo!
The $72 million mistake Brock Osweiler has been benched for Thomas Savage Garden. Interesting name there, Alex. I like it.
Love it. Savage
Macho Man Tom Savage.
Man.
Like, what do you think of this? I mean, it's funny, but
honestly, if you ask me, they should have just tried out Savage and waited. Like, Osweiler was the best quarterback available, but he was not a good quarterback. Like, he had the same caliber weapons in Denver and wasn't doing anything with them. And so what did Houston think they were getting that was any different? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And I mean, regardless, they lose $36 million or $32 or whatever it is. Like, it's a huge mistake.
I mean, he can be a decent backup, a well-paid backup.
For $72 million.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, Tom Savage isn't the answer for the future. I think everybody knows that. But, like, at this point, why not try it? Houston could still, make the playoffs, though. So they better figure their crap out pretty quick. It's just, I thought it was kind of weird. Like, why not just ride out Osweiler for the rest of the season, though?
I think
because it's gotten them to this point.
Yeah, but it's kind of fluky.
Well, because what he was doing, he was giving the ball away, and so coach felt that he was letting the playoff slip away as well. So I think that's why they just try to make a change, just to try to shake things up and try to make the playoff run.
They end up winning that game, so I guess it worked.
Bryant's job may be on the line if he can't get to the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's going to be on a short leash if he can't make the playoffs.
Yeah, rightfully so. Let's move on. Next person. Stock is down on running back Todd Gurley. Most likely, if you drafted Gurley, you're in the losers bracket. The firing of Jeff Fisher didn't spark anything in that offense, including Gurley. But he is going up against the San Francisco 49ers this week, which I'm all in. Alex is not. Did you think of a wager yet, Alex? We were talking a little bit before the show.
Oh man, I don't know.
Is there somebody you want to take against them straight up?
I mean, most starting. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I have to figure out like a good running back that. Like.
So you don't even like Gurley at all this week?
No, I don't like Gurley at all. Like I'm done with him for this year until they figure something out.
Did you say Bilal Powell?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I don't know if
Todd Gurley over Bilal Powell.
Well, hold on.
Who cares if Forte's going?
Well, I do care if Forte's going.
Powell's look better. What does it matter?
Well, yeah, he looks better, but that doesn't mean that Todd Bowles is a terrible coach. Okay, so
Yeah, but what's wrong with Forte again, Brent? I bet you know.
He hears crackling and popping like Rice Krispie treats or something in his knees.
That's just old.
That's not good, right?
That's just old.
I don't think that's good.
That's just being old.
I hear that sometimes in my knees. So
osteoporosis.
It's just osteoporosis.
He doesn't drink enough milk.
It's fine. He's fine. Let's see.
I don't know.
The last note I heard was that they're considering not playing him in Week 16.
Yeah, which would be the smart move.
Yeah.
He was ineffective last week, and they rolled him out there. Well, I mean, he's old. Why put him in that position when you have a guy that's running really well?
For shits and giggles, we'll just go ahead with Powell. We'll do Powell. That's fine. It was the first one that popped in my head. Might as well go with it.
It's pretty good. I don't even. Who are the Jets playing?
That doesn't
Patriots?
even matter. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't remember. But Van Cleve, you have some investments in Todd Gurley, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about him?
This week I like him versus San Francisco. I thought he had a good I thought maybe things would maybe get a spark going last week, but I mean he did face Seattle. But I'm counting on him for next year, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's where I'm really hoping something changes, something sparks. They get a coach in there that knows how to coach up golf, because I think if they can coach up golf and open up that passing game, that's going to hugely help the run game.
And if they can get a top tier wide receiver too, I mean,
you don't think the talent that they drafted last year are any good?
I mean, it could be, but I mean, you're still talking about like 4th and 6th round guys. Like they're not like cream of the crop. So even if, unless you're going to consider, Kenny Britt as a 1st round talent.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm holding my breath. I mean, I think that he's got an all right floor, but I don't think his ceiling is very high, I should say. They barely run the ball with him.
Yeah.
If they gave him more opportunities and maybe something, but until they think they open up that passing game, I think that they're going to have issues.
Yeah, he's kind of perpetually around 48 yards or something like that every week.
He's going to go over 100 this week. So.
Oh my God.
But I'm bullish. I'm bold. Like I don't know. I have.
Well, have you listened to have you listened to the Pride podcast yet?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say because I don't remember what you said. I'm bullish. I said I was gonna score 500 points.
Yeah, awesome.
Some of the things that I said about Brent were just really mean. His team. His team.
I guess I didn't listen to it. So, is this the one from last week?
No, I posted one today. We did one today, and I posted it.
I have not listened to it yet.
Oh, okay. I threw down the gauntlet, the most ridiculous predictions that you could possibly have as a person in a championship game.
I love that you guys are going against each other, but I really could not possibly care less who wins. I hate both of you. I hate both of your teams. I actually hate our league. I hate everything about it. So I hate your podcast. I hate Brandon. So there's that. That's I'm pretty much done talking about it. I'm done talking fantasy stock watch. Unless you guys have anything else to say, I'm not reading the thing about Michael Floyd.
You skipped over Michael Floyd. Michael Floyd made
I'm
it
not
through
reading
the
it.
weekend. He made it through the weekend.
Let's move it on.
Yeah, let's move it on to fantasy talk. I'm done with this conversation. Before we move on, though, follow us on Twitter, guys. For Horsemen Pod. You can also send us emails for horsemanpod@gmail.com. It's still up and running. I applied for our press credentials for the NFL today, so hopefully that goes through okay. But yeah, let's talk some games. I divided it down into 4 slates this time. I thought it'd work out a little bit easier. First slate is got the Giants at Eagles, Falcons at Panthers, Dolphins at Bills, and Redskins at Bears. Who you guys taking, Kirk Cousins or Cam Newton?
Which is funny since they played each other. Honestly, I still think Kirk Cousins is a little bit more stable. Like, I don't know. I just don't. I don't feel great about the Panthers even after the Monday night game. I still think that Cousins will take it. Nobody else has any opinions.
I mean, I think they both have great matchups going into this. But the thing of it is, can Cam Newton keep up with that Falcons offense? That's one thing I don't think he can. So I'd almost want to say take the Kirk Cousins on this one.
And
See, I get what you're saying too. Go ahead, Brent. I have a feeling you're gonna say what I was gonna say anyway. So go ahead.
I don't know, I doubt that because I'm in the championships.
Oh man!
But
I'm just gonna mute you right now, Brent.
Perfect.
You too, Alex. All right, Roman, let's just go. Just me and you.
So literally, what I was gonna say though, leave them muted, because I think that the Falcons can put a lot of points on the Panthers. I think that they could end up, Cam Newton could have to be chucking that ball and could get a lot of yards. Second half, I think that Matt Ryan's been really efficient, and Panthers secondary is not good. It's not supposed to be too cold, I don't think, in Chicago this weekend, if I'm remembering correctly.
No, I don't think it is.
I could see that game. I could see that game being lower scoring. So, Brent, do you really wish to add in now, or you want to be a smart ass again?
well, I was going to say the Falcons' defense has actually been playing pretty solid this last 4 or 5 games. So I actually feel like they're an underrated defense. And but that Kirk Cousins matchup against the Bears, I think the Redskins actually have a lot more to play for and could really put it on the Bears when it comes down to game time.
Yeah. So you're taking who on that side?
I would take probably
Kirk
Cousins on that, and as long as Jordan Reed isn't punching people and getting suspended or anything, then
Idiot.
I think he's going to be another week healthier, and hopefully will play healthy and give more
What an idiot.
options to.
He punched somebody?
Yeah.
I
he
totally
got
missed
kicked
this.
out of the game.
I
Well,
don't totally missed that.
Brent had 409 points, so it didn't really matter.
411.
Nobody. Jesus.
411.
Let's move on to the next one. You guys taking Devontae Freeman or LaShawn McCoy?
McCoy.
You got to take McCoy.
Are you serious? I mean,
Yeah, I'm
Freeman
serious.
had a fluke game. The week before, he had 8 points. I mean, he's been moderately.
Did you say
good.
week 4?
No, the week before.
Week before.
I mean, he's okay, but he's not LaShawn McCoy. Not even close.
Yeah.
And you have Luke Kuechly coming back probably this week, from what it sounds like. And I think Freeman is battling Coleman when touches each week as well. And you never seem to know who's going to get those touches, who's going to get those touchdowns. So it's very difficult to predict. With McCoy, he is the lone guy, at least until they get to the goal line and Gillislee vultures everything. But McCoy is just so dominant this back half of the year. I mean, actually, most of the year he has been, but especially this back half.
They both have a decent line up front, defensive line. Panthers, that's probably the strongest point is their defensive line. But I still, with how much McCoy's been running this year, I would still go McCoy. They like to run the ball, and Tyrod can kind of open things up for him. So I really think McCoy over Freeman.
Yeah, just FYI, it was a bad slate on there, so I'm sorry. I do like LaShawn McCoy a lot more than Devontae Freeman, but I just wanted to talk about it. So, how about Jarvis Landry or Jamison Crowder? Landry finally had a good game.
And then Crowder's
just
not.
a disappointment the last 3 or 4 weeks, it seems.
Yeah.
He actually seemed like a legit number one wide receiver in Washington there for a while, getting a lot of big plays, a lot of touchdowns, but lately he just hasn't really done it. And
Well, I mean,
Jarvis Landry is coming around finally with Matt Moore as quarterback maybe. So I actually trust Landry more.
Well, Crowder had an opportunity for a touchdown last week, but Kirk Cousins wasn't able to get him the ball effectively. So I still like Crowder. I still think he'd go to. I think they're going to try to pass that ball around because if they can't get the run game going, that's all they have. They were trying to get the run game going, and they could not last week. I'm going to go with Crowder on that. Landry just I think he's had one or like a couple games that I just still don't trust him.
He's tough. He's tough to trust.
My thing is that like Kirk Cousins has been really good this year, but like the players around him have kind of been spotty. Like they've had a good few games here, a good few games there. And I mean, I think that with Matt Moore, I think Matt Moore is honestly a better quarterback than Tannehill. I think Tannehill's a piece of garbage, and they kind of got back to what they should have been doing last week, which is, getting the ball out to Landry. So that I go Landry.
Yeah, I think you're both right. You guys think there's any chance that Julio Jones comes back this week? Just one last thing on the slate that
he's talking that he's been healthy, and he's ready to play.
Yeah. Yeah, just the way that he deals with lower, body injuries just is not good. I don't know. I still have a hard time buying it that he's going to be back this week.
Do you think they hold him out again just to make sure he's healthy? So
or if they put him out there, I think he'd be a decoy.
I mean, I think the wide receivers around that team have been coming up big. I think they've been, filling in nicely without Julio Jones. Gabriel, and your call last week with Robinson, I think that was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
This season with Julio is very reminiscent of like a Megatron kind of season where he just got so many targets, so many yards. He gets the touchdowns, but then he misses a lot of games due to injury.
Mm-hmm. Well, and wasn't it the Panthers game that he blew up when he went for over 200 or whatever it was?
Over 300.
300.
300. Yeah, 300. That was against the Panthers, I think. So, I mean, it should be a good matchup for him.
I don't know. It definitely is a good matchup, but I would have a hard time rolling them out there. And that's, there's going to be a lot of people that are in that situation right now that are going to have to choose to roll them out there or not.
I mean, if you have Julio, then what do you probably have to put in place of? Like, I think that's kind of the scarier part. And I know that, if you're in a championship game or something like that and you have them, that's a difficult decision to make. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could bench Julio Jones if he's on the field. I don't know.
So I have Julio in the Pride-tastic League. I'm in the championship game, and literally I have garbage behind him. I have like Terrell Pryor, Rashard Matthews.
I think you still have to roll him out. I think you have to if he plays.
Yeah, if he goes, you're probably right.
I mean, you just can't not. He's a number one that's a top performer, and he's out there.
Well, and then you're gonna kick yourself in the ass if you sit him and then he does do like
Yeah.
he did the last time in the championship week. I'd probably quit fantasy forever. So let's move it on to next slate games. We got the Jets at Patriots, Chargers at Browns, Titans at Jaguars, Vikings at Packers. Ty Montgomery is a must start for your fantasy finals this week. True
Absolutely
or false?
not.
False.
No. Oh my God. Oh,
It's a
my
question.
God.
Don't get mad at me.
God.
I was just trying to get you to talk about it. Jesus.
Well, just because like it's like going crazy, you know, and like it's like look at the like 5 games before that. You know, that was a fluke game, and you know it helped Brent get 411 points because he was the only person that had any player that actually blew up. I mean, I don't know if you noticed that, but like only the players that blew up were on Brent's team, and I mean. I think the only reason is that, you know, he might do all right, but people are going to key in on him now where people didn't really key in on him before. So that actually might be good for Aaron Rodgers. It might be good for Jordy Nelson. I'm not saying that they're going to be like freaking out because of Ty Montgomery, but what I'm saying is that they saw that you have to respect it in some way, shape, or form. Before, they didn't have to. Like, nobody had to worry about it.
Okay. Anybody else?
I just think he's more of
Brent, you
flex
said false.
option. Yeah, I don't consider him a must start by any means, but you can actually kind of exploit maybe your matchup a little more if he's got that running back wide receiver designation in whatever league you're in. I think like if you had Melvin Gordon or something go down and you have him on the bench, you know, that'd be a good fill-in option at least. Especially if maybe you're going against the guy that has maybe Aaron Rodgers, you know, something like that. I don't know, but I consider him more of a flex option, wide receiver 3, running back 3 kind of play, especially against Minnesota's tough defense.
Yeah, I
They
think
didn't look so tough last week.
Yeah, not so tough last week. They've been kind of crap the second half of the season, to be completely honest.
Sorry, Van Cleve. What'd you have to say?
Nothing.
Nothing. You don't care?
No.
Wait, you don't like his
All right.
name?
No,
You
not
don't
one
like his
bit.
name at all?
No. Can't stand it.
Is it because he has sickle cell?
Ty,
Oh,
that's exactly it.
No,
Why
don't bring the sickle cell into it. But I think it does get worse in cold weather, right? I think.
No,
So
it gets.
we'll see.
I don't think
Higher
it gets worse in
altitudes.
cold weather.
It's higher
It
altitudes.
doesn't? Are you sure?
Yeah, it's higher altitude.
Higher altitudes. I thought it was cold too. I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's
Maybe
cold.
it's
It's
warm.
it's
I don't
cold
know
in higher
anything about it.
altitudes, I guess. But
Okay, how about Julian Edelman or Jordy Nelson? Jordy against the Vikings, Edelman against the Jets.
I go Edelman.
I'm not jacked up about either one, but I think I'm going Edelman as well.
I mean, he
He just
still
gets more
continues.
targets.
Yep, exactly. Brent said it.
Yeah, I feel like this could be a big target game for him too. The Jets just suck. But the Vikings I don't know, they looked terrible last week.
Yeah, they look so bad.
But and that may just be one game, but like I mean, I'd still take that secondary over Jets secondary. So
That's
I go
true.
with Edelman.
That's true.
Yeah. Good call. Is there any chance either of you guys or any of you guys would start Philip Rivers over Aaron Rodgers this week? Or is that Chargers are playing the Browns?
I don't think you
Well,
can
if-
bench Aaron Rodgers at this point. If he got you this far, I still think you got to roll him out. He's still one of the top elite quarterbacks. He's probably one of the best, like probably 5 or 6 quarterbacks out there. But you gotta love Philip Rivers' matchup this week against Cleveland. That is a fantastic matchup. You want to exploit that as much as possible against Cleveland.
I think Daly's he's a big play, especially because I don't know about this. The guy that's backing up Melvin Gordon, he didn't really do much last week. I'm not sure what he's going to do this year. He may have a great game because it's the Browns, but I think that Philip Rivers can't exploit that defense. So I think Philip Rivers is a good play daily. But yeah, Brent's right. If you've been rolling with Aaron Rodgers all year, and Aaron Rodgers is playing for a playoff spot, they have to win. So I think that he's going to try to do whatever he can. So he may have a great game.
And I think the Chargers' offense has been very stagnant as of the last 2 or 3 weeks. So this might be a huge bounce back game for them too. If you're really low on some of those skill position players, it might be a good time to get back on board with that.
So you're pretty much targeting the passing game there, though, right? You're not interested
I
in
think
Faro.
so, yeah. I'm not big on Faro. I mean, he had an opportunity last week against a not that great Oakland defense, but he did
Yeah.
not do anything, and he fumbled, and he's just not an option at this point, I don't think.
You think there's any chance that Cleveland comes out and kind of surprises a little bit? I don't know. Like, they're either going to completely roll over and quit these last 2 games, or they're going to try real hard not to go 0-16.
I think they're going to try real hard not to go 0-16. They don't want to be that team like the Lions were.
They don't want to be, but they're worse than that Lions team, I think.
They're bad. They're bad.
Yeah, they're bad,
so
but I feel like they have a higher upside than what the Lions did that year. They went 0-16.
Yeah, no, I completely agree because they were a team that I was kind of excited about seeing.
Yeah, we all were. Like, everybody was excited about that offense. It's just not worked out.
It's more so their defense. Their defense is giving up, I think, 30
Yeah.
more yards a game than that 0-16 Lions team.
Jesus.
Like,
Really,
it's a terrible, terrible, terrible defense.
it's been fun to play people against them in fantasy, though. It's worked out pretty well this year.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
let's move on to next leg of games. Colts at Raiders, Buccaneers at Saints, 49ers at Rams, and Cardinals at Seahawks. First one from the same game: Frank Gore versus Latavius Murray. Any feelings one way or the other?
I kind of feel like Latavius Murray has a little bit more like touchdown upside. So I probably lean that way because I'm a little bit more boom or bust. But if you were going for something that is a little more consistent, I would probably go with Frank Gore. He's been right around the same kind of stat line most of the season, I think. And so it just kind of depends on how you play, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think
DeAndre Washington got back this last week, so that's the one thing I worry about with Murray. Van Cleve, what were you going to add to it?
I'm just going to real quick. I think that if you're in the championship, you have Frank Gore. I think you got to roll him out. He's got a great floor to him. He's going to consistently get some points. He's been one of the most consistent running backs in the league. He hasn't been like wowing people like Le'Veon Bell or David Johnson, but he's just been slow and steady, and he's been doing pretty good this year.
I think the Colts have a lot of defensive starters that are injured and on IR now, and a lot of those original defensive starters are no longer playing for the Colts defense. So I like Latavius Murray's matchup against the Colts, especially a home game. So I think they could run him into the ground, especially with Derek Carr and the passing game not really being efficient as of the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good compare. I don't know, Frank Gore, Latavius Murray, both pretty good starts this week. So I feel okay with either one. But next question: Michael Crabtree or Brandon Cooks, who finally hit for you, Brent, last week? Who would you roll this week?
Once every 5 weeks or so.
Well, that's the thing. He's had 3 weeks where he's blown up. I mean, I don't want anything to do with Cooks. Lightning doesn't really strike twice with him, and mostly because of that offense that, they're going to be keying in on him. So it's probably going to be either Michael Thomas or, Willie Snead or somebody else that ends up getting, or, the last few weeks, nobody. So it just kind of depends. But I don't see Cooks being fantastic this week.
Brandon Cooks will have
What do you
over
think
100 yards this game.
Oh wow, that's just wishful. That's just wishful thinking because you need that
What do you
wishful
think,
thinking.
Alex?
What do I think? I think that Cooks will have like 38 yards.
So the
All right.
over-under is
Under 100. That's that's what I'm saying.
I would set it at 65 yards.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, that I think that's generous.
he'll get that in one play.
Maybe
He could.
No, he
he
will.
can. I mean, that's possible. But the fact is that like it's only happened 3 times this year. So he's never done it in back-to-back weeks. He's never had a big week
He'll
followed
have
by another
3 of
big
those
week.
in this game.
Oh God.
How do you guys feel about the other side of that question, Crabtree?
I mean,
He
I
will
think
have
that
38 yards.
I think it's a great that Indy Oakland game could be a high scoring game maybe. Some of those games have kind of disappointed this year, but I think that there's still a good opportunity to for that to be a good scoring game.
I guess a better question is Michael Crabtree or Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
Right now, I think
that's
I'd
kind of what I
almost
wanted to
rather
pivot
play
to.
Michael Crabtree than Amari Cooper.
I think doing that this week, though, I think it's going to be a mistake. Do you think that
I'm
Vontae
not
Davis
big on
is going to
Amari
shadow Cooper? Why?
I just think with the passing game not being as good, I think he's going to his reliable possession guy, which this season and last season has been Michael Crabtree. And Amari Cooper, he's going to get his targets, but if Vontae Davis is on him, I don't think he's going to have a good game.
Well, that's what I was saying. Do you think Vontae's going to shadow him?
Maybe not shadow him, but I think Vontae sticks to his own side of the field, and a lot of that times it's
You don't think they'll
number
move
1
him?
wide receiver.
Well, we'll see. Well, the other one I was going to ask about was Todd Gurley, but you guys are just going to make fun of it. So,
I wouldn't.
What I was going to say, Todd Gurley or Carlos Hyde this week. Same game again. 49ers at Rams.
That Rams actually has a decent defensive line, though.
Who's playing quarterback for the Rams this week? Does anybody know? Is it Goff?
It's either
Is
Goff,
he playing?
but
I
if
thought
he
he was
can't
injured.
go, they're talking about putting Sean Mannion in.
Who's Sean Mannion?
He's a quarterback for the LA Rams, and I'll say that he's not a good quarterback for the LA Rams. But is he much worse than Goff? Who knows?
Can't be.
Is he much worse than
They won't go back to Keenum?
Keenum? Yeah. No. They could put any quarterback in there, and they would be terrible.
Just put Tavon Austin back there. Just direct snap it, and
What if Gurley's back
I
there
bet
as
he can throw.
quarterback?
There we
might
go.
as well.
Then if that's the case, I take Gurley.
I do love both
Yeah.
these guys' matchups. I actually have Gurley ranked pretty high going against San Francisco. I think this might be his breakout game. Jeff Fisher said it all year long, especially in the preseason. Jeff Fisher said by the end of the season, you're going to look at Todd Gurley and say, wow. But it's probably for the wrong reason.
I think that if the game's gonna happen, then it's gonna be this one right here.
It's
So,
got to be this
hopefully-
one. There's no other game
Has
after
to
this,
be.
fantasy-wise, usually.
It has to be. But I think that as far as like lining up as far as matchups go, and it could happen. Let's move it on to the next slate game. So last one: Bengals at Texans, Ravens at Steelers, Broncos at Chiefs, and Lions at Cowboys. Do you think that we started talking about Tom Savage at the beginning of the show? Do you think that this could maybe rekindle DeAndre Hopkins a little bit for these last 2 games? They've looked like he was forcing the ball.
Well, it kind of looked like that was happening last week. It seems like he is more willing to throw the ball downfield, which is exactly what you want with Hopkins. how effective he's going to be, I really don't know. But, I think that the most important part of their offense should have been getting Hopkins the ball, and they had a quarterback that couldn't get him the ball. So, I mean, they've got Hopkins. Fuller started out the year, looked great. Lamar Miller, they've got these guys that could be great, but have just been absolutely terrible this year over the long haul because of their quarterback play.
Yeah. I kind of want to stay in that same game, just a little pivot question. We can still talk about DeAndre Hopkins, but would you guys rather start Jeremy Hill or Lamar Miller?
I always think good.
I was going to say Hill. I don't feel good about it.
You got to hope for a touchdown.
Yeah.
I almost kind of lean towards Miller. I think that if Savage can move the ball a little bit more, I think that will open up for Miller.
I think if A.J. Green returns in this game, I do like Jeremy Hill a little better.
For the same reason?
Yeah. Yep.
Opens up the box.
I just think the passing game will keep the chains moving, meaning more opportunity for Jeremy Hill to get those first down, second down work.
Longer drives.
He's expected to play, so we'll see. AJ Green,
I don't get that. I don't get it.
I don't either.
Why?
I don't.
Why what?
There's no chance of them making the playoffs, is there?
No.
Aren't they they're mathematically eliminated? So
it
why
makes no
play
sense.
him?
No sense.
I think he only needs 18 more yards to get to 1,000, so that could be one reason.
Okay, so yeah.
So he doesn't quit on his team.
Well, I think he just wants money. I'm sure there's some sort of bonus in there for getting 1,000 yards.
Oh yeah,
probably.
Sure.
Yeah, could be.
Well, there is a bonus. You always get bonus money for playing games.
For what?
Like the players get in their contract. That's where they get a lot of bonuses is playing the game. So if they play the game, they get that bonus money.
I wish I could get bonus money for every day I go into work.
Don't want to talk about work. Last one that I have from the slate games. Would you guys rather start Golden Tate or Emmanuel Sanders?
Golden Tate's been strong ever since they switched it up and quit going to Marvin Jones. Golden Tate's getting a ton of targets. He's actually been going over 100 yards. Stafford seems to trust him again.
Kind of what we thought he was going to be going into the season.
Yeah.
I'm going to go wishful thinking on Emmanuel Sanders.
Well,
I don't know. I feel like depending on the quarterback, I feel like Thomas has been like Simeon's security blanket. He goes to him because he knows he can rely on him. So I want to go with. Oh my gosh! Mine just went blank. I don't even know who we're talking about anymore.
Golden Tate.
Thank you, Golden Tate. I kind of want to go towards Golden Tate because the Lions are passing the ball around a lot more. So I go to.
I mean, they're spreading the ball evenly as far as targets are concerned between Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders. So you really almost don't know which guy is going to produce the most with the targets given to him in a given week either. Whereas Golden Tate just seems to be the only wide receiver that gets targets.
I don't know about that. I would disagree with
touchdown, that. But I think Golden Tate's the more targety guy in Detroit.
I almost want to disagree with that.
And you can almost disagree all you want, but I'm in the championship.
What I don't know what it is, but since Brent says that one way, no. I agree with Brent. I don't know what we're talking about, but I agree with Brent.
That's awesome. Seriously though, it's gonna get old hearing this for the whole week. So
all year long.
That's oh Jesus! If you win again, we're not talking.
We're blowing up the league.
I know. I didn't talk to you for like 3 months after I beat you last year in the championship.
I was not happy.
I know you weren't. We didn't talk for like 3 months.
I know. I talk to you
Somehow
almost
we're gonna
every
have to
day
make this podcast work.
without talking. I can talk through someone else. We can make it work.
A
Still.
proxy.
Well, that's all I got for the slate of games. So, guys, I wanted to talk about a little bit of DK before we sign off. Van Cleve won the 30K DraftKings last week with it was a pretty decent score. He scored in the 90s, right?
Yeah, a good one.
Yeah.
He
Two of
had
my
some pretty
players
sharp
scored 0
plays.
points. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 of my players scored 0 points.
Barkley ended up being a good start for you. Deion Sims was an amazing start.
Yeah.
Did you guys start?
And then,
I'm the only one that joined this 30K. Brent, didn't you make a new one?
Did you make a new one?
Okay.
Nobody
I chose
knows.
not to make
No.
a new one, to actually just go with the current one that's there.
Okay, so we
So
are
you-
doing that one.
It says Alex number 3.
Yeah.
Yep. All right,
Yeah,
I
I
joined
was
that
gonna
one.
say, Brent. I started making a lineup today. So far, so Van Cleve, you've made yours and put it in there.
Yeah.
What's your favorite start so far?
Macho Man Tom Savage.
Ooh,
Yep. I
Yeah.
did the exact same one too.
dang
Oh,
it!
jeez.
I
Never
was-
mind. That's my worst. I hate it.
You
Well,
hate it.
I was going to,
Love
but
it.
then I changed my mind.
Um,
Guess who I'm rolling out quarterback?
who?
One last time, Blake Bortles. Let's go.
It may not
Let's
be bad.
go.
I started.
Probably get you negative points.
Shut up.
So I'm also excited about Deion Lewis. I think Deion Lewis could have
Yeah.
another good game. And I'm rolling out Sims again for the tight end. He's a great value, and I think that Matt Moore will go to him.
My biggest value play of the week, Jesse James at tight end. No more Ladarius Green.
That's a horrible
Pittsburgh's
pick.
going to be going to Jesse James again.
Guys,
Do you really think that?
Yeah. Ladarius Green
No.
got another concussion. He's probably out for the next 3 careers.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
Obviously,
I didn't know it was
in this 30K, I'm gonna roll out David Johnson and then Tyreek Hill, and then I'm gonna get a little DeMarco Murray action going on. Really, really get things going.
Can you just leave spots blank then? Do you have to submit a full line?
Amazing.
He'd still
That'd be
win.
amazing. Like I'm just starting Ezekiel Elliott this week. That's all I'm doing.
Can I record that? Because I don't think I'll ever hear you say that again.
No. Never.
One play that I really hate with a passion that I'm playing, but it was the only price left for the rest of my team. That was Dwayne Allen.
Oh,
I hated it so much.
He was
Why?
terrible last week too.
And
He had like a catch for 2 yards.
because I only had so much money left, and he was the best option. I can't believe I'm saying that. Ugh.
Somehow
really
he's
hate
going to get
all options.
-3 touchdowns for you. He's going to end up with -30 points.
He's going to.
You
Whatever.
guys
Brett,
got any wide receivers that you're liking this week? Super values.
Kendall Wright.
Duh. Kendall Wright.
Oh, don't get me heated up right now.
He's only 3,100.
Let's
love
see here.
Kendall Wright.
Like what I end up doing in this is that I scroll way down and then I start slowly creeping up. Like once I get to the 3,000s and I'm like, okay, what of these $3,000 players could actually possibly do anything? And not seeing one yet. Treadwell.
Ugh.
I'm
we're
hoping.
gonna make the all Romine team right now.
No. I wish. I hope Treadwell does something next year. I'm just gonna keep him on my practice squad till he does. And if that never happens, he'll be on the practice squad for the rest. Because I'm not dropping him. I'm not doing it.
Ooh, gosh, I really don't like
I don't like
any
most
of
of these
these.
prices.
Yeah, I don't like any I'm getting 3,400 for Charles Johnson. Screw that.
It seems
Gross.
like a weird week.
It does.
Yeah.
Tavon Austin's only 4,000 against San
It's not bad.
Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Is Bellamy still alive?
Yep.
Yep, I've got him in my
Did
lineup.
he,
I was gonna say
did he
that's
catch, I think he
3,200.
caught a touchdown last week.
He had over 100 yards. There were like, or no,
there were
he
almost
didn't, but-
3.
Yeah, there were
Nope.
almost 3 of them.
No, he was. It was Bellamy.
He
There was that Thompson guy.
It was not-
Oh,
There
you're
was
right.
Meredith.
Yeah, you're right. It was Thompson, Meredith, and then it almost was
Jeffrey had
Oswald.
89.
Yeah, that's right. Because Bellamy got hurt at one point. Like he got. No, was that Thompson? I'm confused. These random wide receivers on. I've got Barbies in my hand now. The random wide receivers from Chicago are starting to blend together.
Happens. I'm starting Clive Walford from Oakland, hoping that Indy's terrible pass defense gives up something to it didn't work out so well last week with Kyle Rudolph, but going back to the well. But it's a weird week. I don't like it. The cheap values just don't.
Yeah, there's some. I feel like there's only a couple of good matchups. I think the rest it's a tough call.
Yeah. Well, unless you guys have something to.
Wanted
Let's,
to add. Michael Floyd made it through the entire weekend without getting into a drunk driving situation. Got it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Michael Floyd.
Michael Floyd.
Hope you guys all have a Merry Christmas. Stay away from the eggnog, Michael Floyd. Follow us on Twitter at 4HorsemenPod. Send us emails, 4horsemenpod@gmail.com. Later.
Merry Christmas.